Hey everyone, welcome back here to sunny Mexico City for Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Mexico. I'm here with Senior Director of Production Control and Logistics at Volkswagen de Mexico, Peter Koltai. We've just been on stage together talking about building strong logistics to accelerate Mexico's recovery, and glad to have you with us to share a bit more, Peter. I wanted to just start. Volkswagen is investing more in Puebla, more than $700 million invested in Puebla for some new facilities and EVs. What role will logistics play in supporting these investments and growth in Mexico?
We have announced that 760 million US dollar of investment until the year 2030, and a huge investment out of it is a new paint shop and the preparation for the electrical cars. With the electrical cars, the logistics will receive a completely new challenge. We have high voltage batteries, which are very heavy. We have also a high complexity for the electrical cars. And we have also a new challenge for the weight of all the cars and many of our parts that we have to handle then. We have to prepare our logistics in the total infrastructure of the factory for this new challenge, and we have to set up all the processes for this, safety and also the normal logistic handling issues.
So a host of new complexities and topics to come there, very exciting. But we've been living, of course, over the last 2 years plus is lots of disruption across the supply chain. It's required extreme flexibility, as you pointed out in your presentation earlier, doing things you never thought you'd do several years ago. Your point on stage was we've gotten very good at reacting and being flexible, but we need to become more predictive and able to be proactive. Where do you see progress? What do you think needs to happen for Volkswagen and its partners to achieve that?
So first of all, it was a clear reaction that we have to act on all the disruptions that we have received because of the different crises, production stops in different areas of the world because of the corona crisis or the semiconductor crisis, which is impacting us very strongly. After this phase, when we have seen that which data we use for this acting on all the disruptions, we are trying to set up a new way of steering ourselves, that getting out the needed and the required information out of all this data, what we can collect all over the world from our service providers, from our suppliers, and also from the different news what we have actually all over, and trying to get out of it a prediction that where we will have problems and which kind of problems and how we will set up a security belt for that.
So very important to be able to make something out of this data, get clear messages and be able to act on it. One thing, this isn't your first time in Mexico, first tour. You obviously, as we discussed, were at Audi previously, Audi Mexico. Has this change in the market and the supply chain led Volkswagen to look closely at synergies and how the group can work together more closely across North America?
Absolutely. We have 3 major production facilities in the North American region. It's Volkswagen Chattanooga, Volkswagen Puebla, and Audi San Jose Chapa. At the beginning, everybody had the same disruption, and the reactions were different between us. And we have started in a very early phase to use our resources and all the future concepts to react also as a region on it, to set up common processes, to use on the same way our service providers, and then to come to there that we are really coordinating all our actions together. So absolutely, the crisis has pushed us much more to work together and not doing everybody an own plan and an own master plan, but to have one together for the future.
So I'd like to close asking you what you need most in terms of support from your logistics partners, let's say both to help you move to this more predictive, secure supply chain, but also in this transition to electrification, as you highlighted, which is now coming into Puebla and Mexico.
The classical way of communication was in the good old times that we have given all the information to the supplier what we need to fulfill our production program. Because of all those disruptions, it unfortunately doesn't work anymore because we have always lackage of something, and we have to turn it into a common information usage and then to set up together with our suppliers and with our service providers a way how we use the data what we both get. We have to find it out, and with a good communication to get the information also from our suppliers, what kind of impact this all what happens has on them, and what kind of impact is it at us. And at the end we have to find, or we have to realize and also set up together a production plan and the way how we will run our factories.
So again, mostly coming back down to data and integration, changing the way we're working. Lots to come in managing this this disrupted supply chain and becoming more predictive. But with the path to electrification, I think there's a real strategy for growth and development, and excited that we can learn about this with you, Peter, and look forward to hearing more about it in the years to come.
Thank you very much.
And for those of you who didn't get a chance to see Peter's presentation and panel, we will be making that available to share more widely in the coming days. So you can keep following us here at Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Mexico. Muchas gracias. See you soon.